Lights, camera, and a lifetime of consequences. Some roles are so intense and transformative that the actors who played them are never the same again. From method acting nightmares to psychological scars that linger long after the cameras stop rolling, Hollywood has seen its fair share of performers who gave everything to a character only to struggle with the aftermath. Whether it's the haunting legacy of Heath Ledger's Joker, the physical toll Christian Bale endured for his extreme transformations, or the eerie fate of Brandon Lee on The Crow, these stories prove that some performances come at an unimaginable cost. Fame, fortune, and critical acclaim can't always erase the emotional and physical burdens left behind. In this video, we dive into the actors who truly never recovered from their most iconic roles, the ones that pushed them to the brink and beyond. Get ready for a journey into the dark side of Hollywood, where the price of brilliance is sometimes too high to pay. The role that haunted Shelley Deval beyond the screen. Shelley Deval's experience filming The Shining remains one of the most infamous cases of an actor suffering irreparable emotional distress from a role. Stanley Kubrick, known for his obsessive perfectionism, pushed Deval to her psychological limits, demanding over 100 takes for emotionally grueling scenes. The baseball bat confrontation with Jack Nicholson, where Wendy Torrance desperately fends off her deranged husband, was filmed so many times that Deval's tears and exhaustion were no longer acting. They were real. Kubrick's relentless pressure led to her hair falling out from stress, and she later admitted that the experience left her mentally scarred. After The Shining, Deval's career never fully recovered. Once a promising actress with roles in Popeye and Nashville, she gradually withdrew from Hollywood, citing the trauma she endured on set. By the late 1990s, she had disappeared from the industry entirely, retreating to a quiet life in Texas. In later interviews, she spoke of her struggles with mental health, revealing that Kubrick's methods had left a lasting impact on her well-being. While The Shining is celebrated as a masterpiece, Deval's suffering remains a dark footnote in cinematic history. Her story is a cautionary tale about the cost of artistic brilliance and the ethical boundaries directors must respect when pushing actors to their limits. Jared Leto's extreme method acting. Jared Leto's commitment to method acting reached unsettling levels when he portrayed the Joker in Suicide Squad. Determined to embody the chaotic nature of the character, Leto immersed himself in bizarre and disturbing behavior that blurred the line between dedication and disruption. Reports from the set revealed that he sent his co-stars unsettling gifts, including used condoms, bullets, and even a dead rat, to maintain his persona as Gotham's most unpredictable villain. While method acting has long been praised for its ability to enhance performances, Leto's approach raised ethical concerns. His castmates, including Margot Robbie and Will Smith, were reportedly unsettled by his antics, questioning whether his extreme immersion was necessary or disruptive. Despite his intense preparation, Leto's Joker received mixed reviews, with many critics arguing that his performance lacked the depth and menace expected from the iconic character. The backlash was significant enough that his version of the Joker was sidelined, mainly in subsequent DC films, with Barry Keoghan taking on the role in later adaptations. By 2025, Leto's reputation as an actor willing to go to extreme lengths remains intact, but his method acting choices continue to be debated. While some admire his dedication, others see it as an example of when method acting goes too far, overshadowing the performance itself. His experience is a cautionary tale about the fine line between artistic commitment and unnecessary theatrics in Hollywood. Heath Ledger's immersion into the Joker that changed him forever. Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight remains one of the most haunting performances in cinematic history. His commitment to the role was so intense that it altered his mental state, leading to tragic consequences. To prepare, Ledger isolated himself in a hotel room for weeks, meticulously crafting the Joker's mannerisms, voice, and unsettling laugh. He kept a journal filled with disturbing thoughts, embodying the chaos and unpredictability of Gotham's most feared villain. Co-stars and crew members noted his complete transformation, with Christian Bale recalling Ledger's request to be hit for real during their interrogation scene to heighten authenticity. The psychological toll of the role was evident, as Ledger struggled with insomnia and anxiety throughout filming. His dedication resulted in an Oscar-winning performance at a devastating cost. Just months before the film's release, Ledger was found unresponsive in his apartment, having accidentally overdosed on prescription medications. His passing sent shockwaves through Hollywood, with many questioning whether his immersion into the Joker contributed to his decline. By 2025, Ledger's legacy remains intact, with his performance still being one of the most extraordinary method acting feats ever. However, his story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of losing oneself in a character. While actors strive for authenticity, Ledger's tragic fate underscores the importance of balancing artistic dedication and personal well-being. His Joker lives on as an iconic figure, but the man behind the mask paid the ultimate price for his craft. Brandon Lee's tragic fate. Brandon Lee's portrayal of Eric Draven in The Crow was meant to be his breakout role, but it tragically became his final performance. The son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, Brandon was determined to carve his path in Hollywood, and The Crow was set to establish him as a leading man. However, the film's production was plagued with eerie accidents, culminating in the fatal incident that took his life. During a scene where his character is shot, a prop gun malfunctioned, firing a real bullet fragment that had been lodged in the barrel. The injury was fatal, and Lee passed away at just 28 years old. His death sent shockwaves through the industry, leading to widespread discussions about on-set safety and the dangers of improperly handled firearms. The tragedy mirrored the dark themes of The Crow, making the film an unsettling piece of cinematic history. Despite efforts to complete the movie using body doubles and CGI, Lee's absence was deeply felt, and his promising career was cut short before he could fully realize his potential. By 2025, his story remains one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking losses, as a grim reminder of the risks actors face in pursuing their craft. His legacy endures, with The Crow both a testament to his talent and a cautionary tale about the importance of stringent safety measures in filmmaking. Brandon Lee's fate is a haunting example of when acting becomes a real-life tragedy. Anne Hathaway's emotional breakdown. Anne Hathaway's portrayal of Fantine in Les Miserables was a career-defining performance, earning her an Academy Award, but the emotional toll of the role left lasting scars. To embody the tragic character, Hathaway underwent extreme physical and psychological preparation, including losing a significant amount of weight and isolating herself from loved ones. The film's harrowing scenes, particularly Fantine's descent into despair, required Hathaway to tap into deep emotional reserves, pushing her to the brink. She later admitted that the experience left her feeling disconnected from reality, struggling to reintegrate into everyday life after filming Wrapped. The intensity of the role was so overwhelming that Hathaway found herself unable to enjoy her Oscar win, stating that she felt undeserving and emotionally drained. The psychological impact lingered for years, with Hathaway revealing in interviews that she had difficulty shedding the darkness of Fantine's suffering. By 2025, her performance remains one of the most celebrated in musical cinema, but her experience is a cautionary tale about the dangers of method acting and extreme character immersion. While Hathaway has taken on lighter roles, the shadow of Les Miserables continues to follow her, reminding audiences of the sacrifices actors make for their craft. Her story underscores the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that even the most triumphant performances can come at a heavy cost. Hathaway's journey through Les Miserables remains a testament to the emotional depth required for transformative roles and the psychological risks involved in fully embodying a character. River Phoenix's talent lost to Hollywood's pressures. River Phoenix was one of the most promising actors of his generation, and he was celebrated for his raw talent and emotional depth. His performances in Stand By Me, My Own Private Idaho, and Running on Empty cemented his status as a rising star. However, the pressures of fame and the demands of Hollywood took a devastating toll on his well-being. Phoenix, known for his sensitivity and introspectiveness, struggled with the industry's relentless expectations. He was deeply affected by his roles, often immersing himself so thoroughly that the emotional weight lingered long after filming ended. His commitment to authenticity made him a standout performer, but also left him vulnerable to the darker side of fame. On October 31, 1993, Phoenix tragically collapsed outside the Viper Room, a nightclub co-owned by Johnny Depp. after suffering a fatal drug overdose. His death at just 23 years old shocked Hollywood, serving as a grim reminder of the industry's unforgiving nature. By 2025, Phoenix's legacy remains intact, with his performances still regarded as some of the most compelling in cinematic history. His story highlights the dangers of fame, particularly for young actors thrust into the spotlight without adequate support. While his talent is celebrated, his untimely passing serves as a cautionary tale about the emotional and psychological toll of Hollywood's demands. Phoenix's tragic fate underscores the importance of mental health awareness in the entertainment industry, reminding audiences that behind the glamour, many actors silently battle immense personal struggles. His loss remains one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking tragedies. Natalie Portman's struggle. Natalie Portman's transformation into Nina Sayers for Black Swan was a career-defining moment, earning her an Academy Award, but the psychological and physical toll of the role left lasting effects. To embody the obsessive and mentally fragile ballerina, Portman underwent grueling training, losing over 20 pounds and enduring months of intense ballet rehearsals. The film's dark themes, coupled with the extreme physical demands, pushed her to the brink, leading to injuries and emotional exhaustion. Portman later admitted that she felt completely isolated during filming, as the role required her to immerse herself in Nina's paranoia and descent into madness. The experience was so overwhelming that she struggled to return to everyday life after production wrapped, feeling disconnected from reality. While Black Swan solidified her status as one of Hollywood's most talented actresses, it also left her questioning the cost of such intense character immersion. By 2025, Portman's performance remains one of the most celebrated in psychological thrillers, but her experience serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of extreme method acting. Though she has since taken on diverse roles, the shadow of Black Swan continues to follow her, reminding audiences of the sacrifices actors make for their craft. Her journey underscores the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that even the most triumphant performances can come at a heavy cost. Portman's struggle with Black Swan remains a testament to the emotional depth required for transformative roles and the psychological risks involved in fully embodying a character. Jake Lloyd's Star Wars Nightmare. Jake Lloyd's experience as young Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episode I: The Phantom Menace should have been a dream, but it quickly became a nightmare. At just 10 years old, Lloyd was thrust into the global spotlight, expected to carry one of the most anticipated films ever. However, the backlash was swift and brutal. Critics and fans harshly criticized his performance, blaming him for the film's shortcomings. The relentless scrutiny followed him everywhere, making his school life unbearable. He later revealed that classmates bullied him incessantly, mimicking lightsaber sounds and ridiculing his role. The pressure became so overwhelming that Lloyd quit acting in 2001, just 2 years after The Phantom Menace was released. His mother later disclosed that Lloyd had been diagnosed with schizophrenia, suggesting that the intense stress of his early fame may have exacerbated his struggles. By 2025, his story remains one of Hollywood's most tragic examples of a child actor whose career was destroyed before it even had a chance to flourish. While Star Wars remains a beloved franchise, Lloyd's experience is a cautionary tale about the dark side of fame, particularly for young actors who are ill-equipped to handle the immense pressure. His journey underscores the importance of protecting child stars from the unforgiving nature of the industry, ensuring that their well-being is prioritized over commercial success. Lloyd's fate is a sobering reminder that behind the glamour of Hollywood, many actors silently battle immense personal struggles that the audience never sees. Linda Blair's The Exorcist horror that never left her. Linda Blair's portrayal of Regan MacNeil in The Exorcist remains one of the most terrifying performances in horror history, but the role left her with lasting emotional and physical scars. At just 14 years old, Blair endured grueling conditions on set, including physically demanding scenes that resulted in real injuries. The infamous bed thrashing sequence, where Regan violently convulses under demonic possession, was filmed using a mechanical rig that malfunctioned, causing Blair to suffer a spinal injury. The intense nature of the film also led to psychological distress, as she was repeatedly exposed to disturbing imagery and themes far beyond what most child actors experience. The film's success brought her instant fame, but made her a target for controversy. Religious groups condemned her performance, and she received death threats, forcing her to live under security protection for years. The trauma of The Exorcist followed her throughout her career, making it difficult for her to transition into adult roles. By 2025, Blairs' legacy remains tied to the horror classic, but her struggles are a cautionary tale about the dangers of exposing young actors to extreme roles. While she has since embraced her horror icon status, the psychological and physical toll of The Exorcist remains a dark chapter. Her experience underscores the importance of safeguarding child actors from the pressures and dangers of intense filmmaking, ensuring that their well-being is prioritized over cinematic impact. Blair's journey is a haunting reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal. Jim Carrey's The Grinch transformation that nearly broke him. Jim Carrey's portrayal of the Grinch in How the Grinch Stole Christmas was a visually stunning performance, but the process of becoming the iconic character nearly pushed him to his breaking point. The transformation required extensive prosthetics and makeup, taking over 8 hours daily. The experience was so unbearable that Carrey compared it to being buried alive. To endure the grueling routine, he was trained by a CIA operative in torture resistance techniques, learning how to cope with extreme discomfort mentally. The physical strain was only part of the challenge. Carrey also had to maintain the Grinch's manic energy throughout filming, which strained him emotionally. The isolation and exhaustion led to frequent outbursts, with crew members recalling moments when Carrey would storm off the set in frustration. Despite the difficulties, his performance was widely praised, and the film became a holiday classic. However, the toll it took on Carrey lingered long after production wrapped. By 2025, his experience remains one of the most extreme examples of an actor suffering for a role, serving as a cautionary tale about the lengths performers go to for cinematic perfection. While Carrey has since taken on diverse roles, the psychological and physical strain of The Grinch remains a dark chapter in his career. His story underscores the importance of balancing artistic dedication with personal well-being, proving that even the most whimsical characters can leave lasting scars. Carrey's ordeal is a reminder that behind the magic of Hollywood, actors often endure unimaginable hardships to bring beloved characters to life. Vivian Lee's Gone with the Wind obsession that consumed her. Vivian Lee's portrayal of Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind remains one of the most iconic performances in cinematic history. Still, the pressure she faced took a devastating toll on her mental health. Lee, known for her intense dedication to her craft, became so deeply immersed in Scarlett's fiery personality that she struggled to separate herself from the character even after filming ended. The emotional weight of the role, combined with the grueling production schedule, exacerbated her existing struggles with bipolar disorder. Lee's obsession with perfection led her to push herself beyond her limits, often staying in character off-screen, which alarmed those around her. The film's success cemented her status as a Hollywood legend, but also trapped her in Scarlett's shadow, making it difficult for her to transition into other roles. As the years passed, Lee's mental health deteriorated, with episodes of severe depression and erratic behavior affecting both her career and personal life. By 2025, her legacy remains intact, but her story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of losing oneself in a role. While Gone with the Wind is celebrated as a masterpiece, Lee's experience highlights the psychological risks actors face when fully embodying a character. Her struggles underscore the importance of mental health awareness in the entertainment industry, reminding audiences that behind the glamour, many actors silently battle immense personal challenges. Lee's fate is a haunting reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal, proving that the line between fiction and reality can sometimes blur in devastating ways. Marlon Brando's Apocalypse Now descent into darkness. Marlon Brando's role as Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now remains one of the most enigmatic performances in cinematic history, but the experience of filming left him emotionally drained and creatively disillusioned. By the time Brando arrived on set, he was overweight, unprepared, and struggling with personal demons. Director Francis Ford Coppola was forced to rewrite large portions of the script to accommodate Brando's unpredictable behavior, leading to chaotic production delays. The film's intense themes of war, madness, and existential despair mirrored Brando's struggles as he became increasingly withdrawn and erratic during filming. His improvisational approach to Kurtz's dialogue resulted in haunting monologues, but behind the scenes, he was battling deep-seated frustrations with Hollywood and his declining career. The psychological toll of Apocalypse Now contributed to Brando's growing disillusionment with acting, and after the film's release, he largely retreated from the industry. By 2025, his performance remains legendary, but his experience is a cautionary tale about the emotional cost of embodying a character so deeply. While Brando continued to act sporadically, his passion for the craft never fully recovered, and he spent much of his later years in isolation. His journey underscores the fine line between artistic brilliance and personal turmoil, proving that even the most celebrated actors are not immune to the psychological weight of their roles. Apocalypse Now is a cinematic masterpiece and a testament to the emotional sacrifices actors make to pursue greatness, with Brando's haunting portrayal forever etched in Hollywood history. Isabella Gianni's psychological battle. Isabella Gianni's performance in Possession, 1981, remains one of the most intense portrayals in psychological horror, but the role left her deeply scarred. Gianni played Anna, a woman unraveling in a disturbing, surreal narrative that demanded extreme emotional and physical commitment. The film's harrowing scenes, including her infamous subway breakdown, required her to tap into dark psychological depths, pushing her beyond conventional acting limits. Years after filming, Gianni admitted that the experience was so traumatic that she needed therapy to recover. She described suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder, stating that the role had left a lasting imprint on her psyche. The film's director, Andrzej Julowski, later revealed that Gianni struggled with suicidal thoughts after completing the project, underscoring the devastating impact of her immersion into the character. While Possession earned her critical acclaim, including a Best Actress award at Cannes, the psychological toll was undeniable. By 2025, Gianni's story remains one of the most haunting examples of an actor losing themselves in a role, serving as a cautionary tale about the dangers of extreme method acting. Her experience highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that some performances are expensive. Though she continued to have a successful career, Possession remains a dark chapter in her life, reminding audiences that there can be unseen emotional struggles behind the brilliance of specific performances. Gianni's journey is a testament to the sacrifices actors make for their craft, sometimes at the expense of their mental health. Mickey Rourke's The Wrestler comeback that came at a cost. Mickey Rourke's portrayal of Randy the Ram Robinson in The Wrestler was a career-reviving performance, but the physical and emotional toll of the role left lasting scars. Once a Hollywood heartthrob, Rourke had spent years away from mainstream cinema, pursuing a turbulent boxing career that altered his appearance and reputation. The Wrestler was his chance of redemption, but the role demanded complete immersion into the life of a broken-down fighter struggling with his past. Rourke trained extensively, enduring real wrestling matches that battered and bruised him. The film's raw depiction of pain and desperation mirrored his struggles, making the performance deeply personal. While critics praised his authenticity, Rourke admitted that the role reopened old wounds, forcing him to confront his demons. The emotional weight of The Wrestler lingered long after filming, and despite his Oscar nomination, Rourke found it challenging to maintain momentum in Hollywood. By 2025, his legacy remains tied to the film, but his career never regained its former glory. His experience is a cautionary tale about the sacrifices actors make for transformative roles, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an emotional price that may never be repaid. While The Wrestler stands as one of Rourke's finest works, it also marks the moment when his Hollywood resurgence came at a personal cost, leaving him forever changed by the character he embodied. His journey underscores the fine line between artistic dedication and individual well-being, reminding audiences that some roles take more than they give. Tippi Hedren's The Bird's Nightmare That Never Ended. Tippi Hedren's experience filming Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds remains one of the most harrowing cases of an actress suffering real-life trauma from a role. While the film is celebrated as a horror classic, Hedren endured physical and psychological torment that left lasting scars. Hitchcock, known for his meticulous direction, subjected her to grueling conditions, including real birds attacking her during pivotal scenes. The infamous attic sequence, where Hedren's character is viciously pecked by birds, was filmed using live animals instead of mechanical props. The relentless attacks left her with facial cuts and exhaustion, pushing her to the brink of collapse. Hedren later revealed that she was never informed about using real birds, making the experience even more terrifying. Beyond the physical injuries, Hitchcock's obsessive control over her career led to emotional distress, as he allegedly sabotaged her opportunities after she rejected his advances. The trauma of The Birds lingered long after filming, affecting her ability to trust directors and fully immerse herself in future roles. By 2025, her story will remain a chilling example of when acting becomes too real, serving as a cautionary tale about the ethical boundaries directors must respect. While The Birds is hailed as a masterpiece, Hedren's suffering behind the scenes is a dark footnote in Hollywood history. Her experience underscores the importance of safeguarding actors from unnecessary harm, ensuring that artistic brilliance never comes at the expense of their well-being. Hedren's journey is a haunting reminder that some performances leave scars that never fully heal, proving that the line between fiction and reality can sometimes blur in devastating ways. James Franco's fall from Hollywood. James Franco's portrayal of Tommy Wiseau in The Disaster Artist was meant to be his crowning achievement, earning him critical acclaim and a Golden Globe. However, just as his career was reaching new heights, allegations of misconduct surfaced, derailing his trajectory. Franco had long been regarded as one of Hollywood's most versatile actors, seamlessly transitioning between comedy, drama, and even directing. Yet the controversy surrounding him led to industry-wide backlash, with major studios distancing themselves from him. His once thriving career took a nosedive, and projects he had lined up were quietly shelved. While The Disaster Artist showcased his ability to immerse himself in a role fully, the fallout from his personal life overshadowed his professional accomplishments. By 2025, Franco remains largely absent from mainstream Hollywood, with only sporadic independent projects keeping him in the industry. His story is a cautionary tale about how quickly an actor's career can unravel, regardless of their talent. While some actors manage to recover from scandals, Franco's reputation never fully rebounded, leaving him in a state of professional limbo. His experience highlights the delicate balance between artistic success and personal accountability, proving that even the most celebrated performances cannot shield an actor from the consequences of their actions. Though The Disaster Artist remains a standout film, Franco's downfall is a stark reminder that Hollywood's embrace can be fleeting and redemption is not guaranteed. His career, once filled with promise, now stands as an example of how quickly fortunes can change in the entertainment industry. Cameron Diaz's unexpected exit after Annie. Cameron Diaz was once one of Hollywood's most bankable actresses, known for her roles in Charlie's Angels, The Mask, and There's Something About Mary. However, her final film, Annie, 2014, ended her acting career abruptly. Diaz played Miss Hannigan in the modern adaptation of the classic musical, but the experience left her disillusioned with the industry. She later revealed that the pressures of Hollywood had taken a toll on her personal life, making her question whether acting was worth the sacrifices. After Annie, Diaz quietly stepped away from the spotlight, choosing to focus on her personal well-being and business ventures. She pursued interests outside of acting, including writing books on wellness and launching a successful organic wine brand. Despite speculation about a potential return, Diaz remained firm in her decision, stating that she no longer needed to be in front of the camera. By 2025, her absence from Hollywood remains one of the most notable career shifts, proving that even the most successful actors can walk away when the industry no longer aligns with their personal goals. While Annie was not a career-ending disaster, It was the final chapter in Diaz's filmography, marking the end of an era for one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses. Her departure highlights the importance of prioritizing personal happiness over professional success, reminding audiences that fame is not always the ultimate goal. Diaz's story remains a fascinating example of an actress who left Hollywood on her terms, embracing a life beyond the silver screen. Peter Lorre's psychological struggles. Peter Lorre's chilling performance in M, 1931, as a child murderer remains one of the most unsettling portrayals in film history, but the role left him deeply scarred. Lorre, known for his distinctive voice and haunting expressions, fully immersed himself in the character, embodying the paranoia and desperation of a man hunted by the police and criminals. The film's dark themes and intense psychological depth took a toll on Lorre, who struggled to separate himself from the role even after filming ended. His association with the character led to typecasting, with Hollywood frequently casting him in sinister roles, reinforcing his eerie persona. Despite his talent, Lorre found it challenging to escape the shadow of M, and the psychological weight of the film lingered throughout his career. He later admitted that playing such a disturbing character affected his mental well-being, making it challenging to transition into lighter roles. By 2025, Lorre's legacy remains tied to his unforgettable performance, but his experience is a cautionary tale about the dangers of intense character immersion. While M is celebrated as a masterpiece, Lorre's struggles highlight the emotional toll specific roles can take on an actor. His journey underscores the importance of balancing artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that even the most brilliant performances can come at a heavy cost. Lorre's fate is a haunting reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal, shaping an actor's career and personal life in ways they never anticipated. Megan Fox's Transformers fame that became a curse. Megan Fox's breakout role as Michaela Baines in Transformers 2007 catapulted her to global stardom, but the success came at a heavy price. Initially hailed as Hollywood's next big star, Fox quickly became the face of blockbuster glamour, yet the industry's expectations weighed heavily on her. While Transformers made her famous, it also trapped her in a typecasting cycle, reducing her to roles that emphasized her looks rather than her talent. The turning point came when she publicly criticized director Michael Bay, comparing his on-set behavior to a dictator. The fallout was swift. Bay, backed by executive producer Steven Spielberg, reportedly blacklisted her from Transformers: Dark of the Moon, effectively halting her momentum in Hollywood. The industry's response was brutal, and Fox struggled to regain her footing. Though she continued acting, her career never reached the heights expected after Transformers. By 2025, her story will remain a cautionary tale of how quickly Hollywood can turn on its stars, proving that fame alone does not guarantee longevity. While Fox has since embraced independent projects and personal ventures, the shadow of Transformers still looms over her career. Her experience highlights the dangers of speaking out in an industry that often prioritizes loyalty over talent, reminding audiences that success can be fleeting. Fox's journey underscores the fine line between stardom and downfall, proving that the role that makes an actor famous can also be the one that destroys them. Her rise and fall remains one of Hollywood's most infamous career trajectories, shaped by talent and controversy. George Lazenbes' Bond exit that defined his career. George Lazenbes' portrayal of James Bond in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, 1969, was supposed to be the beginning of a long and illustrious career. Still, it became the role he could never escape. Unlike his predecessor, Sean Connery, Lazenby was an unknown model with no prior acting experience when he landed the coveted role. His performance was met with mixed reactions, but the film was praised for its emotional depth and unique storytelling. However, Lazenby left the franchise after just one film, believing Bond's era was ending. His departure shocked Hollywood, and despite attempts to reinvent himself, he struggled to find roles that matched the prestige of Bond. The industry largely dismissed him, and he spent years taking on minor roles in low-budget films. By 2025, Lazenby's legacy remains tied to his brief stint as 007. with many considering him one of Hollywood's biggest one-hit wonders. While his Bond performance has been reassessed positively over time, his career never fully recovered from his decision to leave the franchise. His story is a cautionary tale about the importance of strategic career moves, proving that walking away from a defining role can sometimes lead to professional obscurity. Though he remains a fascinating figure in Bond history, Lazenbes' experience underscores the unpredictable nature of Hollywood, where one decision can shape an actor's entire trajectory. His brief reign as James Bond remains a triumph and a missed opportunity, forever defining his place in cinematic history. Judy Garland's The Wizard of Oz nightmare that haunted her. Judy Garland's portrayal of Dorothy Gale in The Wizard of Oz, 1939, remains one of the most beloved performances in cinematic history, but the role came at a devastating personal cost. At just 16 years old, Garland was thrust into the pressures of Hollywood, subjected to extreme control by MGM executives who dictated every aspect of her life. To maintain her youthful appearance, she was placed on a strict diet, given amphetamines to keep her energy up, and barbiturates to help her sleep. The grueling filming schedule and the emotional strain of playing such an iconic character exhausted her physically and mentally. While The Wizard of Oz cemented her status as a Hollywood legend, it also marked the beginning of a lifelong struggle with addiction and self-doubt. Garland spent the rest of her career battling the expectations placed upon her, often feeling trapped by the innocent image of Dorothy. Despite her immense talent, she faced financial difficulties, unstable relationships, and repeated health crises. By 2025, her legacy remains intact, but her story is a cautionary tale about the dark side of fame, proving that even the most brilliant performances can come at an unbearable cost. While audiences continue to cherish The Wizard of Oz, Garland's experience highlights the dangers of an industry that often prioritizes profit over the well-being of its stars. Her tragic fate underscores the importance of mental health awareness in Hollywood, reminding future generations that behind the magic of cinema, real lives can be forever altered. Garland's journey remains one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking stories. Bela Lugosi's Dracula Curse that followed him. Bela Lugosi's portrayal of Count Dracula in Dracula, 1931, remains one of the most iconic performances in horror history. However, the role ultimately became a curse that haunted him for the rest of his life. Lugosi's mesmerizing presence and thick Hungarian accent made him the definitive Dracula, but his association with the character proved impossible to escape. Despite his talent, Hollywood typecast him as eerie, villainous figures, preventing him from securing diverse roles. His inability to break free from Dracula's shadow led to financial struggles, forcing him to take on low-budget horror films that diminished his once glorious reputation. The psychological toll of being forever linked to the vampire was immense. Lugosi reportedly slept in a coffin at times, further fueling the myth that he had become Dracula in real life. His declining career led him to substance abuse, and by the 1950s, he was battling addiction to morphine and methadone. His final years were marked by desperation, with his last film, Plan 9 from Outer Space, becoming infamous for its poor quality. By 2025, Lugosi's legacy remains tied to Dracula, proving that some roles, while legendary, can become an actor's downfall. His story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of being too closely associated with a single character, proving that even the most celebrated performances can come at a heavy cost. While Dracula is hailed as a masterpiece, Lugosi's struggles underscore the risks of losing oneself in a role, reminding audiences that fame can sometimes be more of a burden than a blessing. His journey remains one of Hollywood's most tragic examples of an actor unable to recover from a defining role. Gloria Swanson's Sunset Boulevard legacy that became a curse. Gloria Swanson's portrayal of Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard, 1950, remains one of the most iconic performances in Hollywood history, but the role ultimately overshadowed the rest of her career. Once a silent film superstar, Swanson struggled to find relevance in the era of talkies, making her casting as Norma, a faded actress clinging to the past glory, fitting. The film's success revived her career, earning her an Academy Award nomination, but cemented her image as a relic of old Hollywood. Despite her talent, Swanson found it challenging to escape the shadow of Norma Desmond, with directors and audiences forever associating her with the tragic character. Offers for new roles dwindled, and she was often asked to reprise variations of Norma, limiting her ability to reinvent herself. While she continued acting in television and theater, she never regained the cinematic prestige she once held. By 2025, her legacy remains tied to Sunset Boulevard, proving that some roles, while brilliant, can become an actor's defining and limiting identity. Swanson's experience serves as a cautionary tale about the double-edged nature of Hollywood fame, where a single performance can both elevate and entrap an actor. Although she embraced her status as a legend, her career trajectory highlights reinvention challenges in an industry that often refuses to let go of its most memorable characters. Her haunting delivery of "I am big, it's the pictures that got small" remains one of cinema's most unforgettable lines, but for Swanson, it was also a reflection of her own Hollywood fate. Nicolas Cage's Ghost Rider obsession that went too far. Nicolas Cage is known for his eccentric approach to acting, but his preparation for Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance 2012 took method acting to bizarre extremes. Determined to embody the supernatural anti-hero fully, Cage adorned himself with ancient Egyptian artifacts, filled his pockets with crystals, and painted his face to resemble Baron Samedi, an Afro-Caribbean spirit figure. His behavior on set was unsettling. He prowled around in complete silence, deliberately trying to unnerve his fellow cast members. Cage later admitted that he fed off their fear, describing it as oxygen to a forest fire. While his dedication was undeniable, the results were questionable. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance flopped at the box office, earning a dismal 18% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, proving that sometimes less is more. His extreme immersion into the role did not translate into a critically acclaimed performance, and the film's failure marked a downturn in his career. By 2025, Cage's story remains cautionary about the risks of method acting when taken to unnecessary lengths. His experience highlights the fine line between artistic commitment and theatrical excess, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to balance authenticity with restraint. While Cage continues to embrace his unconventional approach to acting, Ghost Rider serves as a reminder that method acting, when pushed too far, can overshadow the performance itself. His journey underscores the importance of knowing when to step back, ensuring that dedication never comes at the expense of the final product. Carrie Hens' silent exit after Aliens. Carrie Hens' portrayal of Newt in Aliens, 1986, remains one of the most memorable performances in sci-fi history, yet she never returned to acting after the film's success. At just 10 years old, Hen was cast as the resourceful young survivor alongside Sigourney Weaver's Ripley, delivering a performance that resonated with audiences. Despite the film's massive success and her instant recognition, Hen made the rare decision to step away from Hollywood entirely. Unlike many child actors who struggle with fame, she was not interested in acting. Instead, she focused on her education, eventually becoming a teacher. Her departure from the industry left fans wondering what could have been, as her natural talent suggested a promising future in film. By 2025, Hen will remain one of Hollywood's most fascinating one-hit wonders, with Aliens as her sole acting credit. While she occasionally appears at conventions to discuss her experience, she has never expressed regret about leaving Hollywood behind. Her story is a unique example of an actor who vanished after one legendary role, not due to scandal or failure, but by choice. While Aliens continues to be celebrated as one of the greatest sci-fi films ever, Hen's absence from the industry adds an air of mystery to her legacy. Her decision to walk away highlights the unpredictable nature of fame, proving that not every actor seeks the spotlight beyond their breakout role. Hen's journey remains a rare instance of a performer who left Hollywood on their terms, embracing a life far removed from the silver screen. Montgomery Clift's A Place in the Sun trauma that never healed. Montgomery Clift's portrayal of George Eastman in A Place in the Sun, 1951, was a career-defining performance. Still, the emotional weight of the role, combined with a devastating accident, altered his life forever. Cliff was known for his intense method acting, fully immersing himself in the psychological turmoil of his characters. His portrayal of Eastman, a man consumed by guilt and desperation, required him to tap into deep emotional reserves, leaving him mentally drained. However, the real tragedy struck in 1956 when Cliff was involved in a horrific car accident after leaving a dinner party at Elizabeth Taylor's home. The crash shattered his face, requiring extensive reconstructive surgery that left him physically and emotionally scarred. The accident drastically changed his appearance, affecting his confidence and leading to a reliance on painkillers and alcohol. While he continued acting, his performances lacked the vitality of his earlier work, and his struggles overshadowed his career. By 2025, Cliff's story remains one of Hollywood's most heartbreaking examples of an actor unable to recover from a defining role and personal tragedy. His journey highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and individual well-being, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure immense hardship. While A Place in the Sun is celebrated as a masterpiece, Cliff's struggles underscore the risks of losing oneself in a character, reminding audiences that method acting, when taken to extremes, can have lasting consequences beyond the screen. His story remains one of Hollywood's most compelling examples of the dangerous side of transformative acting. Jamie Foxx's unsettling transformation for Ray. Jamie Foxx's portrayal of Ray Charles in Ray, 2004, earned him an Academy Award, but his extreme lengths for authenticity left a lasting impact. To fully embody the legendary musician, Foxx wore prosthetic eyelids that kept his eyes shut for 14 hours a day during filming. The experience was so intense that he suffered panic attacks in the first 2 weeks, struggling with the claustrophobic sensation of blindness. Cast and crew members often forgot he couldn't see, accidentally leaving him alone at tables, assuming he could navigate back to set on his own. Beyond the physical challenges, Foxx immersed himself in Charles's world, learning to play the piano and mimicking his mannerisms with eerie precision. While his dedication resulted in a stunning performance, the psychological toll was undeniable. By 2025, his transformation remains one of the most extreme examples of method acting, a cautionary tale about the dangers of pushing oneself too far for a role. His experience highlights the fine line between artistic commitment and personal well-being, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure physical and emotional hardship. While Ray solidified Foxx's place in Hollywood history, his journey underscores the sacrifices actors make for their craft. His story remains a testament to the lengths performers go to achieve authenticity and a reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal. Foxx's dedication to Ray is celebrated, yet it is a stark example of when method acting becomes more than just a performance. It becomes a personal battle. Val Kilmer's The Doors transformation that took a toll. Val Kilmer's portrayal of Jim Morrison in The Doors, 1991, remains one of Hollywood's most intense method acting transformations. Still, the role left lasting effects on his mental and physical well-being. Determined to embody the legendary rock star fully, Kilmer spent a year immersing himself in Morrison's world, listening exclusively to his music, studying his mannerisms, and even learning 50 Doors songs to perform himself. His dedication was so extreme that even Morrison's former bandmates struggled to distinguish Kilmer's voice from the real singers. However, the psychological toll of the role was immense. Kilmer later admitted that he had difficulty shedding Morrison's persona after filming Wrapped, leading to emotional exhaustion and a period of identity confusion. The experience was so intense that he reportedly sought therapy to regain his sense of self. While The Doors earned him critical acclaim, the aftermath of his transformation lingered for years, affecting his approach to acting and his personal life. By 2025, Kilmer's legacy remains tied to his immersive performances, but his experience is a cautionary tale about the dangers of transformative acting. His journey highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that some roles demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure psychological hardship. While The Doors is celebrated as a masterpiece, Kilmer's struggles underscore the risks of losing oneself in a character, reminding audiences that method acting, when taken to extremes, can have lasting consequences beyond the screen. His story remains one of Hollywood's most compelling examples of the dangerous side of transformative acting. Jaime Campbell Bower's struggle after playing Vecna. Jaime Campbell Bower's portrayal of Vecna in Stranger Things was one of the most chilling performances in recent television history. Still, the psychological toll of embodying the villain left lasting effects on him. Bower spent hours in prosthetic makeup, transforming into the terrifying antagonist, but the real challenge was the emotional weight of the role. He admitted in interviews that playing Vecna affected his mental health, leading him to reconsider taking on villainous roles in the future. The character's darkness seeped into his psyche, making it difficult to detach from the role even after filming ended. Bower revealed that he sought therapy to process the emotional strain, acknowledging that the experience had changed him more than he expected. His openness about the psychological impact of playing a villain highlights actors' unseen struggles when fully immersing themselves in dark characters. By 2025, his story will remain a cautionary tale about the dangers of method acting and the importance of mental health awareness in the entertainment industry. While his performance was widely praised, the personal cost was undeniable. His story underscores the fine line between artistic dedication and emotional well-being, proving that some roles demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure psychological hardship. Bower's experience serves as a reminder that behind the brilliance of specific performances, there can be unseen emotional struggles. His decision to step away from villainous roles reflects the growing recognition of actors' mental health challenges, ensuring that future performers prioritize their well-being alongside their craft. Leonardo DiCaprio's brutal The Revenant experience that changed him. Leonardo DiCaprio's commitment to The Revenant, 2015, earned him his long-awaited Academy Award, but the extreme conditions he endured left a lasting impact on his physical and mental well-being. To fully embody frontiersman Hugh Glass, DiCaprio subjected himself to grueling challenges, including sleeping in animal carcasses, enduring freezing temperatures, and eating raw bison liver. The film's director, Alejandro González Iñárritu, insisted on shooting in natural light and harsh environments, making the production one of the most physically demanding in modern cinema. DiCaprio later admitted that the experience was unlike anything he had ever faced, pushing him to his absolute limits. The intense filming conditions led to moments of genuine suffering, with DiCaprio stating that he had to detach himself from the discomfort to continue mentally. While The Revenant was a triumph, the psychological and physical toll lingered long after filming wrapped. By 2025, his story remains one of the most extreme examples of method acting, a cautionary tale about the dangers of pushing oneself too far for a role. His experience highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure immense hardship. While The Revenant solidified DiCaprio's place in Hollywood history, his journey underscores the sacrifices actors make for their craft. His story remains a testament to the lengths performers go to achieve authenticity and a reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal. DiCaprio's dedication to The Revenant is celebrated, yet it is a stark example of when method acting becomes more than just a performance. It becomes a personal battle. JoBeth Williams' poltergeist horror that haunted her. JoBeth Williams' experience filming Poltergeist, 1982, remains one of Hollywood's most unsettling behind-the-scenes stories, leaving her psychologically shaken long after production wrapped. In one of the film's most terrifying sequences, Williams' character, Diane Freeling, is dragged into a muddy pool filled with skeletons. She didn't know then that the skeletons were real human remains, used because they were cheaper than plastic replicas. The revelation came years later, horrifying Williams and adding to the film's eerie reputation. Beyond the disturbing props, Poltergeist was plagued by a series of bizarre incidents, including cast members experiencing unexplained phenomena and tragic deaths linked to the film. Williams later admitted that she felt uneasy throughout filming, and the psychological weight of the role lingered long after she left the set. The film's legacy as one of the most cursed productions in Hollywood history only deepened her unease, making it difficult for her to detach from the experience fully. By 2025, her story will remain a chilling example of when acting becomes too real, as a cautionary tale about the ethical boundaries filmmakers must respect. While Poltergeist is hailed as a horror classic, Williams' behind-the-scenes suffering is a dark footnote in cinematic history. Her experience underscores the importance of safeguarding actors from unnecessary psychological distress, ensuring that artistic brilliance never comes at the expense of their well-being. Williams' journey is a haunting reminder that some performances leave scars that never fully heal, proving that the line between fiction and reality can sometimes blur in devastating ways. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker transformation that left a mark. Joaquin Phoenix's portrayal of Arthur Fleck in Joker 2019 was widely praised, earning him an Academy Award, but the psychological toll of embodying the character was immense. To fully immerse himself in the role, Phoenix underwent a drastic physical transformation, losing over 50 pounds to achieve the gaunt, unsettling appearance of the troubled protagonist. The extreme weight loss affected his mental state, making him feel disconnected from reality at times. Beyond the physical changes, Phoenix spent months studying the mannerisms of individuals who have mental illness, ensuring his portrayal was disturbingly authentic. The isolation and emotional intensity required for the role led him to experience moments of profound psychological distress, with reports suggesting that he struggled to detach from the character even after filming ended. While Joker was a critical and commercial success, Phoenix admitted that the experience had a lasting impact on his psyche, making him reconsider taking on similarly dark roles. By 2025, his story will remain a cautionary tale about the dangers of method acting and the emotional burden of portraying deeply disturbed characters. His journey highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure psychological hardship. While Joker solidified Phoenix's place in Hollywood history, his experience underscores the sacrifices actors make for their craft. His story remains a testament to the lengths performers go to achieve authenticity and a reminder that some roles leave scars that never fully heal. Phoenix's dedication to Joker is celebrated, yet it is a stark example of when method acting becomes more than just a performance, it becomes a personal battle. Janet Leigh's psycho trauma that never faded. Janet Leigh's portrayal of Marion Crane in Psycho 1960 remains one of the most iconic performances in horror history. Still, the psychological toll of filming the infamous shower scene haunted her for years. Leigh, already an established actress, was unprepared for the intensity of Alfred Hitchcock's direction, which required her to endure multiple takes of the brutal murder sequence. The scene, which involved a chilling combination of Bernard Herrmann's screeching violins and rapid editing, left a lasting impression on audiences and Leigh herself. She later admitted that after filming Psycho, she could never retake a shower, opting for baths instead due to the lingering fear instilled by the experience. The psychological impact of the role extended beyond her personal life, as she became forever associated with the film's terrifying imagery. While Psycho cemented her status as a Hollywood legend, it also overshadowed her later career, making it difficult for her to escape the shadow of Marion Crane's tragic fate. By 2025, her story will remain a cautionary tale about the emotional toll of horror films, proving that some performances leave scars that never fully heal. Leigh's experience highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, reminding audiences that even the most celebrated roles can have unforeseen consequences. While Psycho is hailed as a masterpiece, her struggles underscore the psychological risks actors face when fully immersing themselves in a character. Her journey is a haunting reminder that, behind the brilliance of specific performances, unseen emotional battles can linger long after the cameras stop rolling. Renee Zellweger's Bridget Jones transformation that left a mark. Renee Zellweger's portrayal of Bridget Jones in Bridget Jones' Diary 2001 was a career-defining role, but the physical and emotional toll of embodying the character lingered long after the filming ended. To authentically portray the lovable but insecure protagonist, Zellweger underwent a drastic weight gain, consuming thousands of calories daily to achieve Bridget's fuller figure. While the transformation was praised for its realism, the rapid weight fluctuations took a toll on her health, leading to metabolic changes and long-term dietary struggles. The pressure to maintain Bridget's image extended beyond the first film, as she was expected to repeat the process for sequels, further exacerbating the strain on her body. Beyond the physical challenges, Zellweger faced intense scrutiny from the media, with tabloids obsessing over her appearance and weight fluctuations rather than her acting talent. The constant attention led her to leave Hollywood for several years, seeking refuge from the industry's relentless focus on physicality. By 2025, her story remains a cautionary tale about the pressures actors face when transforming for roles, proving that some performances demand more than just talent. They require an actor to endure physical and emotional hardship. While Bridget Jones' Diary remains a beloved film, Zellweger's experience highlights the darker side of Hollywood's expectations, reminding audiences that real struggles persist behind the charm of certain characters. Her journey underscores the importance of prioritizing health over industry demands, proving that even the most celebrated performances can come at a heavy cost. Zellweger's dedication to Bridget Jones is admired, yet it serves as a stark example of when a role alters an actor's life beyond the screen. Lon Chaney's Phantom of the Opera transformation that left scars. Lon Chaney's portrayal of the Phantom in The Phantom of the Opera, 1925, remains one of the most haunting performances in silent film history. Still, the extreme lengths he went to for authenticity left lasting physical and emotional scars. Known as the Man of a Thousand Faces, Chaney was famous for his ability to transform himself through elaborate makeup and self-inflicted physical distortions. For The Phantom of the Opera, he used wire hooks to pull back his nose, creating the skeletal appearance that terrified audiences. He also applied painful adhesives to his face, causing severe discomfort throughout filming. The result was a grotesque, unforgettable depiction of the Phantom, but the toll on Chaney's body was immense. His dedication to realism led to chronic pain, and the repeated use of harsh chemicals damaged his skin permanently. Beyond the physical strain, Chaney's immersion in the role affected his mental state, as he spent months embodying the tortured, isolated character. By 2025, his legacy remains tied to his groundbreaking work in horror cinema, but his experience is a cautionary tale about the dangers of extreme transformation for a role. His journey highlights the fine line between artistic dedication and personal well-being, proving that some performances demand more than talent. They require an actor to endure immense hardship. While The Phantom of the Opera is celebrated as a masterpiece, Chaney's struggles underscore the risks of losing oneself in a character, reminding audiences that method acting, when taken to extremes, can have lasting consequences beyond the screen. His story remains one of Hollywood's most compelling examples of the dangerous side of transformative acting.
If you've watched the video till here, that means you've enjoyed the video. Subscribe. Don't forget to turn on the notifications bell icon